All right, thanks, Robert. New tonight, a San Antonio police officer who was hit by a car and pinned against a concrete retaining wall. Well, he is in the hospital tonight. He is expected to be okay, we are told. But News 4 San Antonio's Matthew Seedorf tonight talked with first responders who say this kind of thing is becoming an all too common problem. Matthew?
Randy, right now it's pretty quiet, but we see cars pulled over onto the shoulder all the time. And if you don't move over one lane or slow down, you're breaking the law. Move over, slow down.
But we've got people that have been on the road for years that still don't know about this.
Jeff Needstead from Roadrunner Towing parked a tow truck in front of our car as if there had been an accident.
You'd expect something from a commercial driver, and as you see, plenty of time to vacate. She never slows down.
If an emergency vehicle or tow truck is pulled over with lights on, the law requires motorists to change lanes or slow down by at least 20 miles per hour.
We want to go home at night, just like everybody else.
This was 410 in Starcrest earlier today. A San Antonio police officer had been writing a ticket when a car hit and pinned him against a wall.
He had some broken bones in both legs. Things could have gone worse.
This could be the one ticket you write all day long.
Guadalupe Deputy Constable Stanley Davies joined our scene today.
That was a 37, 46. No, they're not slowing down.
With lights on, the speed limit here should drop from 45 to 25. What percent of people are dropping 20 miles per hour?
About 25%.
He gave one person a warning for going 50 past the tow truck, a lesson first responders hope other drivers can learn from.
We're all in this together, but we're dealing with people's lives here. We need to pay attention, and we need to get all on the same page.
Tonight, many tow truck drivers are pushing for a law that would allow them to have rear-facing blue lights. They think that would help increase safety. Back to you.
Authorities using this new video tonight to warn everyone about distracted driving. Take a look. A car slamming into the back of a New York DOT truck on the Taconic Parkway. The driver was not seriously injured, but was ticketed for unsafe driving and was distracted.
Think about this. First responders are being hit and killed by people who are texting and driving. Tonight, as millions of Americans head home on this Memorial Day, Chris Van Cleve has new research about distracted driving.
A car out of control on I-95 sent this Florida Highway Patrol trooper scrambling for his life earlier this month. He suffered minor injuries. But Corporal Carlos Rosario was nearly killed during a 2017 traffic stop when a texting driver slammed into him. He was in a coma for 17 days, suffered broken bones from head to toe.
You're standing on both feet now. That's good.
And spent months learning to walk again.
I was supposed to be a vegetable too. I'm here today.
2 years later, he's back at work.
I want to make sure that everybody knows that all these accidents we're seeing more often now because of social media, texting, driving, distracted driving, they're all preventable.
Last year, 40 first responders were hit and killed while working on the side of the road. Already this year, 21 have died. That's despite all 50 states requiring drivers to move over if crews are working roadside.
Even if a driver didn't know about Florida's move over law, all of these emergency lights should be really hard to miss. But troopers say when people do, it's almost always because they're looking at their phone.
New research found 71% of drivers copped to taking photos and texting while driving by emergency workers on the side of the road. That's nearly triple than under normal driving conditions.
What surprised us most about this study was the magnitude of people who are really exercising very dangerous behavior.
That guy's on his phone.
That's full.
Riding with Corporal Rosario, distracted drivers were easy to spot.
Doesn't kind of frustrate you when you drive by and it's driver after driver after driver on their phone after somebody doing the same thing almost killed you?
It doesn't frustrate me. It makes me aware society doesn't understand how serious that is.
So serious, it could be life or death.
They show more and more people are dying on San Antonio roads. News 4 San Antonio, Zach Hedrick shows us how one glance at your phone can put you and people around you in danger.
Police say last year 50 people were killed on San Antonio roads and highways.
We're up right now compared to where we were this time last year. And every year it seems like they tick higher and higher.
Investigators say distracted driving can be a factor in the increase. In the state of Texas last year, nearly 1 out of 5 car crashes was caused by distracted driving. Those crashes resulted in 394 deaths. and more than 2,300 serious injuries.
Not just your phones. These days, all the electronics in your car that's attached to your car that comes with your vehicle, that can distract you.
The most recent case this year, a hit and run, killed 28-year-old Tracy Shepard. She was working along 1604 near Hausman Road early Thursday morning, loading signs onto a work truck. Police say this man, 37-year-old Christopher Ghana, admitted to looking at an app on his phone when he drifted onto the shoulder and hit Shepard. Ghana didn't stop.
It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. You can cover a lot of distance at 30 miles an hour.
So say I'm cruising along at 30 miles an hour and I decide to glance at my phone for a second. The time it takes me to do that, I've gone 43 feet. Police say average reaction time is 1.5 seconds. And in that time, I've gone another 43 feet. By the time you start slowing down, in a span of just 3 seconds, I've traveled a distance of nearly half a football field.
Police are reminding drivers the hands-free ordinance is still in effect within the city limits.
Anytime you put a phone in your hand and you do something with it electronically, then you're in violation of the ordinance.
Ghana is facing a charge of failure to stop and render aid. If convicted, he could face as many as 20 years in prison. Zach Hedrick, News 4, San Antonio.